in and tap in with the kid before I start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully you all are having a powerful Monday thus far, man. I got some inspirational words from my brothers, and the queens can benefit from this message as well. So I'm gonna give y'all a chance to tap in with the kid before I start building, man. So hopefully y'all having a powerful Monday morning thus far. Start this week off on a powerful, efficient, positive note, man. So what's the word? How everybody living, how everybody feeling on this Monday morning, man. I got some powerful words for my brothers today, man. Y'all know how I go, man. We all we got at the end of the day. So if I'm not motivating my brothers, man, if we not motivate one another, guess what? Nobody else will. Society is designed to tear the black man down. So we got to do a great job of building one another up, because we already know how society is designed. We already know they're going to tear us down any chance that they get. So we got to stop doing that to one another, man. We got to stop doing that to one another. We have got to continue to build one another up. We've got to continue to be positive towards one another and all that good stuff. Sharif in peace. What's happening with you, my brother? What's the word? What's the word? We already got enough destruction. We already got enough chaos, negativity that comes our way. Last thing we need to be doing as brothers, man, is distributing that towards one another. Era 9, peace. Avid, peace. What's happening? What's the word? Young Moolah, peace. What's happening, my brother? Kev, peace, peace. What's the word? What's the word? See, they want to make it seem like we all just killing one another, man. But again, when we got brothers out here that's uplifting one another, they don't like to broadcast that. They don't like to showcase that reality. And that's a true reality out here. It's a lot of brothers. It's a lot of brothers such as myself that'll never hate on another black man. It's a lot of brothers such as myself that strive to uplift the next brother. I don't have time to hate on the next man. I want to see my brother do better than me. So when he is doing better than me, I'm applauding him. I'm not going to hate on him. I'm not going to be jealous. I'm not going to be envious. And it's a lot of us out here, but they don't want to showcase that. Because if they showcase that reality, then the youth, the younger generation, is going to see that it's out here. And that's going to influence them. And they don't want that type of influence on the youth. They just want the youth to see the destruction. They just want the youth to see us killing one another so that they can follow in those footsteps. That's what they want. And that's why they broadcast it. So we got to do a better job of broadcasting the positivity so that the youth can see that. So when you got brothers uplifting one another, man, sit your baby down and let them see that black man uplift another black man so they can see the example. So that's what we got to do. We got to control the media. Maze, peace, what's happening? Sharif, man, I just finished my workout. And for sure, man, Elijah Muhammad and them said it, man. Every time I see a black man, every time you see a black man, you looking at God, man. Like, that's what it is. Even if that brother doesn't realize that in himself, I'm able to see that in him. I'm able to see that in him, man. And sometimes that's all it takes, man. You don't know. You might change a brother's life by viewing him in such a light, by seeing something in that brother that he don't see in himself. That can go a long way. So we just got to do a better job of that, man. I see a lot of potential in my brothers, man. Even the ones that I don't know, man. When I see you, I see that potential because I've studied our history. I know how powerful we once were. So I know what we are capable of doing once we come together, once we unite as brothers. Like I said, whole nation dependent on our unification. You know what I'm saying? So I know the power that comes behind us unifying. I know the power that comes behind a black man realizing his true power and then living out that reality. I studied it. We got a lot of examples in history. So I'm familiar with the story. I'm familiar with the reality. You know what I'm saying? So when I see that, brother, that's what I see. I see that truth. I see that reality. I see that potential. If you ain't tapped into it yet, so be it. But I'm tapped in. So that's how I'm going to view you. That's how I'm going to view you every time. Wisdom, peace, what's happening? So, man, we got to be in uplift mode, man. We got to stay in that type of mode, man. We have got to stay in that type of mode, man. We need to inspire and encourage and motivate one another, man. We have got to do a great job. We have got to continue to do a great job of doing that. We got to continue that. We got to keep that up. Got to empower one another, man. Y'all know how my lessons go, man. We the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe. That's the black man. That's the original man. That's how I see a brother. That's how I see myself. So therefore, if that's how I see myself, then you already know how I'm about to treat a brother that looks just like me. You already know how I'm going to view a brother that looks just like me. And that's the way that it needs to be. Just like that person or that brother that hates himself, he going to hate any and everything that resembles his reflection. See, when you love yourself, guess what? You're going to distribute that type of energy towards people that reflect your image. Denise, peace, queen, what's happening? Wisdom off for sure, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate you tapping into that joint, man. I'm just carrying on that vibe, carrying on that energy, man. Brothers got to realize they power out here, man. It's a lot of queens out here, a lot of sisters out here, man, just waiting on us to realize that power. They waiting on us. It's a lot of sisters just waiting on more of us to realize that true power, to realize how powerful we are as black men. The world is ours, man. All we got to do is realize that reality. All we got to do is realize that reality. All you got to do as a black man is realize the world is yours, man. Realize it, man. Realize it and live out that reality, man. Nobody can stop us, man, once we realize the truth. Nobody can stop us, man. They can't stop. This system can't stop us. The white folks can't stop us. The Arabs can't stop us. The Asians can't stop us. Once we realize how powerful we are, once we realize that truth, and we live out that reality, man, nobody can stop us. No group can stop us. No group can stop the black man. No group can stop the original man. No group can stop the black man and woman. No group can stop the original man and the original woman when we come together. When we come together, no group can stop us. Nick, Lindell, peace, what's the word? No group can stop us, man. No group. They've been trying for how long and we still here. We still thriving, we still surviving. No matter how hard they try to wipe us out, they cannot do it. And they've been trying to wipe us out while the majority of us are deaf, dumb, and blind, while the majority of us are ignorant, and they still are not succeeding. They still can't successfully wipe us out, and majority of us are ignorant. So just imagine if we come together collectively, if we unify collectively, they really can't wipe us out at that point. Andronicus, peace, what's going on? Kev, man, for sure. They have been threatened by us, man. That's why they strive to keep us at the bottom. That's why they strive to keep us at the bottom, man. They have always been threatened by us. And that's just an actual fact, whether they admit it consciously or whether it's a subconscious situation. But they have always been threatened by us. That's why they always strive, and they was always striving back in the day to keep the black man in the state that majority of us are in. Keep us in that passive state. They want to pacify the black man. They want the black man to remain soft. They want the black man to remain feminine and things of that nature. They want the black man to be on that type of level, to be on that type of vibe and frequency. They need for the black man to operate at that frequency. Because once the black man stands up and acquires his strength, reclaims his strength, reclaims his power, it's over for him. It's over. It's over. Oh, Andronicus for sure, man. They done been trying to profit off us, man. They ain't even been trying to. They have been, you know what I'm saying? Through manipulation, force, coercion, all that type of nonsense, man. So they done been doing it. They done been doing it. TZ, peace, my brother. What's happening? So, man, we gotta get back. We gotta get back in that zone, man. We gotta get back in that zone as black men. We gotta stop the unnecessary beef. We gotta learn how to settle disputes behind closed doors. We got to stop getting on social media trying to settle our disputes for entertainment, for views, and things of that nature. We got to stop doing that. Montel, what's happening? See, when we start doing that, when we get on social media trying to settle our disputes as black men, and all we end up doing is just arguing, calling each other names and this, that, and the third, then the enemy just sitting back laughing. He applauding, he having a time of his life. We got to learn how to settle these disputes behind closed doors, man, because again, brothers argue, brothers fight. That's part of a brotherhood. But that don't mean we have to do it in front of the public, in front of the masses, in front of the enemy. So we got to learn how to settle these disputes behind closed doors, man. We always run into social media trying to settle disputes. And that's not only amongst other black men. We do that in regards to relationships with our women. We go right on social media, airing out our differences. Gotta stop doing that. We gotta learn how to do these type of things behind closed doors, man. We gotta learn how to do these things behind closed doors, man. We falling right into the hand of the beast, the oppressor, the enemy. Falling right into their hands, man, when we get on social media, airing out the differences, calling each other out of our names, all that type of nonsense, man. They sitting back, they laughing, they loving life when we do that. That is that division, and they love it. And they always add fuel to the fire, so they're going to make that appear in the algorithm when we always appear at odds, when we settle in our differences on social media. Stop that nonsense. It's childish. It's childish. We don't need to do that, man. If you got a problem with a brother, contact that brother behind closed doors, man, and y'all settle that difference behind closed doors. If you got a problem with the woman you've been in a relationship with, don't jump on social media trying to air her out and expose her, and vice versa for the women that do that. Don't have to do that. It's unnecessary, man. It didn't work out. Move on. That ain't the time to get on social media trying to expose the person you was just claiming to love a week ago. So that's nonsense, man. You was claiming to be in love with this person a week ago. Now you jumping on social media and you trying to expose them. What's the point? What's the point? Keep it moving. You decided to be in a relationship with this individual. It didn't work out for you. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Nothing good is going to come out of exposing that person, man. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. We got to learn how to keep it moving, man. We got to learn how to, all right, man, I'm going to call this brother up instead of getting on Facebook, instead of getting on YouTube. I'm going to hit him up in the DM or whatever the case may be, man. Just meet up. We got to learn how to do things like that. Back in my day when we had disputes, you boxed. You know what I'm saying? Like if me and this brother had a dispute, we got the gloves, we boxed, then we shook hands, and some of us became best friends out of that. Some of us became best friends. Like, all right, man, I'm getting tired of this brother. All right, let's air it out. Let's box. Then we going to shake hands. We become good friends. We ain't have to do none of that name calling. We just put on the gloves. We box. There you have it. There you have it. That's back in the days as a youngin'. Nowadays, these young brothers definitely ain't doing that. Instead of boxing, they pulling out the guns. They going right for the gusto. They going right for the headshot immediately. You step on his shoe, forget that. I got to kill you now. That's how these young brothers are wired now. They ain't trying to box it out. They ain't trying to box it out. They just going right for the gun. Right for the kill, man. Right for the kill. MC, peace, what's happening? Hey, y'all, man, we just got to shift. We got to shift the majority, man. We got to shift the majority perspective, man. We got to change the narrative. Got to change the narrative. It's always going to be that small number that got to shift the narrative. So we just got to do it. Zoe, peace, what's happening? Lindell, for sure, 100%. We definitely got to look out for these sisters out here. And like I said, man, a lot of that is our responsibility, whether we want to admit that or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of them are just looking up to us, looking for us to, again, reclaim our strength and that power, man. Got to reclaim that strength and that power as black men. Like I said, man, y'all heard what I said, man. Father of civilization, God of the universe. That's the black man. Maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth. That's the black man, the maker, the owner. Ownership. You know what I'm saying? We got to value that as black men. Father of civilization, God of the universe. Like, that's the black man, man. We have got to embrace that role. We have got to embrace that title. We have got to embrace that status. Embrace that. Embrace your power. Embrace it. Anais, peace, queen, what's happening? Andronicus, and that's what I'm saying, man. Dudes can't wait to get on IG Live. Dudes can't wait to get on YouTube just so they can air another brother out. The same things that they claim women do. The same thing that they claim is feminine. Oh man, that's that's women stuff, man. Women do that. That's childish. Or women do that. This, that, and the third. We turning around doing the same exact things. You got a problem with a brother, man. You can't wait to get on IG. You can't wait to get on YouTube and air that brother out. Can't wait to do it. Can't wait to do it. Some brothers' whole platform revolve around stuff like that. Like, come on, man, we got to grow up. We got to grow up. The enemy is going to bash us enough. The enemy is going to tear us down enough. So why are we adding on to that? For the life of me, I don't understand that, man. We add on to that nonsense. All you got to do is turn on the television. All you got to do is turn on the news. And you gonna see brothers getting tore down by this system. So the last thing we need to be doing as brothers is tearing one another down. Gotta stop doing that. Oh, Zoe, you already know what it is. And Sharif, and that's what it is. That's our duty, man. We gotta civilize the uncivilized. And a lot of times, man, that it's tough, but again, that's part of it, man. We got to embrace the struggle, man. We got to embrace the difficulty. We got to embrace the obstacles. We got to embrace that challenge. Got to embrace all of that. It's not going to be easy. It's not easy to reach some of these young brothers, but that don't mean we give up on them. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't like it if somebody gave up on us, man. So why are we so quick to give up on the youth and claim they don't understand? No, we just got to learn how to speak their language. We got to learn how to speak their language. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Learning how to speak their language. You got to reach them where they at. That's what you got to do. When you dealing with the youth, you got to reach the youth where they at. And a lot of times we're not doing that. We're trying to force them to see the world the way we see it. No, you got to get down on their level. You got to look at the world through their lens because they in a whole different era and generation. They don't live how we live. They didn't grow up how we grew up. Whole different ball game. So we can't view them in that same type of light. We can't compare them to how we were back in the day because times are different. I used to tell my people that when they used to try to tell me about how they used to do something back in the day when I was a young, and I'm like, man, it's a different day and age. Different times we living in. Things are different. So we move differently. You know what I'm saying? So we got to touch the youth. We got to reach the youth on that level, on their level. So we got to learn how to speak their language. And a lot of us are not willing to do that. But once you learn how to speak the language of the youth, man, you are better able to communicate to the youth, to the young bulls. And they're going to appreciate that. When you go out of your way to learn their language, they appreciate it. Yeah, MC, man, I'm telling you, that's gonna take us a long way, man. Just being able to sit down in private and just air out our differences, man. Private settings, man. We need or you know what I'm saying, instead of going to the guns, man, you know what I'm saying, get back to the boxing. Get back to all that nonsense, man. You don't have to kill that brother because he stepped on your shoes. You don't have to kill that brother because he was talking to a girl that you was talking to, man. Just go ahead. If it's that real in the field for you, put the gloves on, box it out. Little stuff like that can make a big difference, man. It made a big difference back in my day, man. The level of respect went up when y'all put on them gloves, man. Y'all box it out and things of that nature, man. It'd be better if you could just verbally communicate and air out the differences. But you know what I'm saying, as men, sometimes that testosterone it gets up there. It gets up there. So if it got to result to an altercation, it's better to put them gloves on. I'd rather that than we shoot and kill one another. I'd much rather us put on the gloves. I'd much rather us fight it out than grab the gun, shooting and killing one another. I'd much rather that. Yeah, wisdom, and like I said, nowadays the roles are reversed, man. A lot of the men out here are starting to act like the women, and that can't work. That can't work, man. We cannot listen. That cannot work. That cannot work. Terenzo, peace, what's happening, my brother? Like, that cannot work. We cannot be out here acting like the women, man. Allow the women to have their roles, even if they don't want to accept the roles or not. We got to stand up. We got to be men. You know what I'm saying? We got to go back to protect and provide. And again, when people hear the word providing, they think I'm talking only in financial terms. Providing is a lot bigger than that. But we got to go back to that role, man. We got to provide that structure. We got to set down the rules and regulations, the commandments, the laws, whatever you want to call them. Like, we got to get back to that. We got to get back to saying, this won't happen in my household. My child, listen, my 6-year-old son, he ain't playing with them toys, man. He ain't playing with them girl toys. He ain't doing that. I know that type of stuff ain't popular to say that. Look, this little 6-year-old boy, he ain't putting on these girl clothes, man. He ain't wearing that. He ain't doing that. That ain't cute. Nothing is cute about my 6-year-old son twerking. Like, nah, we need to stand up. We need to start expressing that type of nonsense, man. That type of stuff that ain't gonna fly. We're not allowing that to fly. Ain't nothing cute about that type of stuff, man. Ain't nothing cute about that type of stuff. And we got to stop worrying about the backlash that we will receive by saying such things. Nah, that's not acceptable. The way I came up, that type of stuff was not acceptable. And I turned out just fine. I turned out just fine. So we got to stop allowing certain things to go on. Nah, your 10-year-old son talking about he identifies as a girl, that's not flying. It's not flying, yo. That wasn't flying in my household when I was growing up, and it's not flying in my household as a man. It's not flying. It's not how that works. Not about to, again, like my father said, he's not about to allow a child to run his household. It's not happening. You're not about to, as a child, you're not about to tell an adult what you identify as. A major decision like that, child ain't making that type of decision. It's not happening. It's not happening. When you turn 18, 19, 20, whenever you get out of my household, then that's when you make that type of decision. But while you under my roof, not happening. You ain't making no decision like that. That ain't happening. We need to get back. We need to put the foot down. We need to get back to that way of life. Whether it's the unpopular opinion or not, who cares? Who cares? You melanated, peace. What's happening? Thunder, peace. Lindell, man, just TV in general be poisoning the minds out here. TV in general. Even outside of reality TV, man, when you watch a lot of these movies, when you watch a lot of these shows, a lot of that is poisoning the mind as well. Just look at the underlying messages, man. A lot of these shows, a lot of these movies. Look how the black man is portrayed in a lot of these movies and a lot of these shows. Just analyze it. So it's bigger than reality TV. It's TV in general. It's TV in general. A lot of times, man, the black man is portrayed as weak, passive, soft, submissive in these movies and these shows. Contrary to that, though, when you got these movies where the white man is like the main character and all of that, he gonna be the hero. White man gonna come save the day. White man gonna come save the city and the town. Black man ain't doing that. The black woman gonna do it though. Black woman gonna have all the strength in the show. Black woman gonna have all the heart in the show and the movie. Black man he gonna be soft. Black man gonna be getting thrashed. And the black woman gonna have to come save the day. But when you watch the white movie, here come the white man saving the day. White man got all the strength. White man strong. White man superhero. Come on, man. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. Zeke, peace, what's happening? So that's TV in general. That's the media in general. That's how they like to portray the black man in general. And we gotta put an end to that, man. We gotta put an end to that. That's why I say, man, when you a creative person as a black, we gotta start writing our own scripts. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start coming up with our own movies that portray us in a better light, in a more positive light. Because the moment you make your way into Hollywood, you already know what's about to go down. They're not about to allow too many scripts that depict and portray the black man in a strong, real masculine light. They're not going to allow that. They're not going to approve that script. No. No, sir. This black man too strong in this movie. Can't have that, man. Can't have that. Can't have this strong black man. This black man got to be soft. This black man got to be feminine. This black man got to be submissive. He got to submit, man. He can't be that strong. He can't be mad. He can't save the world. Can't do that. He can't do that. Those are the type of scripts that they approve for the black man out here for the most part. That's what they do. Or, you know what I'm saying, if it's based off of something that's destructive for the community, like if we out here selling drugs, slanging dope, then they ain't got no problem with depicting one of those individuals as strong because you out here doing wickedness, man. You out here selling that dope to your people. So they'll depict that black man as strong because he out here doing something he not supposed to be doing. He out here doing something illegal. So that black man gonna be depicted as strong. Look at this black drug dealer. Look at this black dope dealer in this movie. He gonna be a strong black man. So the youth see that and they gonna aspire to be that. But the one that's out here striving to be righteous, he is normally weak. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, man. Hey, Thunder, I'm telling you, Tu Wong Fu, boy. Come on, Wesley. Come on, Wesley. And we can name a lot of other actors like that. Come on now. Yeah, Andronicus, Hollywood wants to make us as feminine as possible, man. As feminine as possible. As feminine as possible, man. That's what they want to do. And they want to make the black woman as masculine as possible. That's literally what they want to do. Role reversal. That's what they want to do. And they doing a great job at it. They're doing a great job at it. Because that's one of the, like, that's the science behind the tension between the black man and the black woman. That's the science behind it, man. It's the role reversals. The role has reversed. Like, literally. JF, peace, what's happening? Akuma, man, I'm telling you, that's part of the script too. If you don't have any type of LGBTQ type of content in your script, go back and revise the script. It won't get approved. If you don't have an element of that in your script, Hollywood is definitely not going to approve the script. You better have an element. You better have that element in your script in some way, shape, or form. If you have a series, it better be in there. That element better be in there. It better be. Hey, Thunder, I think I remember that. In Living Color, I think I remember that joint. Zeke, hey, all the movies that depict us in a powerful light, we got to support those movies. And then I feel like we got to do a better job of, like I said, writing our own scripts, writing our own movies. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get into, like, writing novels and things like that. I feel like I got some good ideas, man, in regards to writing novels, man. We just need better stories. Like, even when I watch black movies, man, that were produced and written by black people, it'd be the same old storyline. It'd be the same old song and dance. Literally. Be the same old song and dance. So it's like we not create. It's like we do the same old movies. We do the same old shows, even when it's black people producing them joints and writing them joints. So I feel like we got to get more creative with our own scripts. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get into writing novels, man. It's like, dude, really? Every time you look up, it be the same type of content. Come on, man. We better than that. We better than that. Yeah, nice. What I'm talking about. We don't need no Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? We don't need that. We don't need to aspire to be within the Hollywood mix. We don't need to be in that. Snuggles, appreciate that. Appreciate that donation. Oh, I'm always in this gym. Now I'm always in this joint. Always in this joint, getting it in. Hey, Thunder, I remember that too. Damon Wayans, I remember that too. Anias, Willie Lynch syndrome, 100%. 100%. Sneaky Peace, what's happening? Oh, Torenzo, for sure. For sure. That's definitely something they striving to do, man. But they doing a great job. Doing a great job of it, man. They doing a great job of it. And that's part of the reason why we got all the conflict, all the tension, all the back and forth and things like that, man. That's one reason why we got it. One of the reasons why we have it. They doing a great job, man. They doing a great job of suppressing the true information, the true motivation, the true content. That instead of adding fuel to the fire, you have brothers and sisters out here that striving to unify. That content gets buried. When you have people out here that forget reversing the roles. We sticking to the traditional script, the traditional roles. That content gets buried. They don't want people to see that. They don't want people to see that. Yeah, the real supreme judge, the exact same. Exact same. And that's what I'm saying, man. Even like I said, even the so-called black movies literally are the same. So it's like, man, we got to get way more creative, man. We got way more to offer than some of these movies, man, and some of these shows that are written by our people. So we got to do a better job, man, of telling our story, man. We got to do a better job. And sometimes you will see a movie that comes out where you think it's us telling our story, whole while it's white folks that then produced it, that then written it and things like that, man. So like, come on, man, we gotta quit doing that. We gotta quit selling our story to them. Allowing them to tell our story. Just like we allow them to teach our children and expect for them to teach them the truth. So we allow these white folks to tell our story, then get mad when they tell it wrong. We got to stop allowing them to do it. We got to stop giving them that power. We allow them to tell the story, they gonna tell it wrong. They gonna tell their version of it. And we're not gonna like that version of it. I'm not a religious person by any means. But when Passion of the Christ came out, come on now, y'all remember that? All you white folks in Passion of the Christ. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure out, geographically speaking, if the people existed in the Bible, they were not white. You know what I'm saying? Whether they existed or not, whole other argument. But geographically speaking, if they existed, we know good and well that they wasn't white. Good and well. But when you watch Passion of the Christ, who you seeing in this type of movie? Come on, man. Like, I couldn't even take that joint seriously. At the time where it came out, I knew better. I'm like, man, what, all these white folks, really, where they get this from? It's because we allowing them to tell these stories, man. Maurice, peace, what's happening? Akuma, man, I ain't never really been a Tyler Perry fan at all. You know, I never really been a fan of that man at all. Everything that I just talked about, like his shows and movies literally depict all of that in that light. Like, I'd never really been too much of a fan of that dude, man. Jonathan, peace, what's happening? Miss Donnie, peace, Queen, what's happening? Thunder, that's what I'm telling you, boy. That Passion of Christ came out, man. I was like, are you serious, man? Are y'all serious? Like I said, I ain't religious by any means. But one thing I do know, if these people existed in this book, they definitely resembled my pigmentation. 100%. But you watch that movie, man. Who was in that joint? Was it Mel Gibson that was in that joint? Was that Mel Gibson? But I mean, I was like, throw this whole movie away. And they didn't have plenty of movies based on ancient Egypt where everybody white. All you white folks. Like, dude, what? This ain't got anything to do with ancient Egypt. This ain't got anything to do with ancient Egypt. Everybody in this joint white. But that's because we keep allowing them to tell our story. So again, we allow them to tell our story. They're going to whitewash the entire story every time. And then got us saying color don't matter. Well, if color don't matter, then here we go. Why are they making everything white? If color don't matter, then why can't they just insert the truth? If color didn't matter, why can't they just insert the truth? Color definitely matters. They know the psychology behind showing all these images as white and not black. They know the psychology behind it. They know the subconscious and subliminal effect or the side effect that comes with displaying all these ancient figures and ancient civilizations as white. We the ones that's ignorant saying, oh, it don't matter. Yes, it does. When your child sees an image of that white Jesus, it's doing something to him. It's doing something to him, especially when that's incorrect and it's inaccurate. It's doing something to him. Rude boy, peace, what's happening? Hey, True Black, peace, my brother. Appreciate you tapping back into the kid. Hey, Miss Donnie, man, we stay tapped in. We stay tapped in to our true power. All that joint. He be all over the place with his joints, man. He be all over the place with his joint. Don't even be making any sense, man. Like, he be all over the place with his content, man. With his movies, with his shows, all that. Yeah, Thunder, man, listen, I don't see color. Then what do you see when you look at me? You gotta see my pigmentation, man. You can't, that's disrespectful to me. That's disrespectful to me when you say you don't see color, because you saying you don't see me for who I am. Nah, see my color, see my melanin. See this, man. See this tone, man. I need for you to see it. I need you to see it. Rude boy, nah, I don't personally know him. I know people that do. And he used to work out. Well, I saw him work out a few times at the gym I trained at. But I don't know dude personally, though. But I know people that know him just due to playing basketball with him and things of that nature. Or hooping against him back in the day. But yeah, forget all of that, man. Like, forget that color don't matter nonsense. Because it definitely does, man. Your pigmentation, it matters. Your pigmentation, it matters more than they give us credit for, more than they know. Your pigmentation matters, man. It matters, especially when it comes to being tapped into the universe, being tapped into nature. Your pigmentation matters. Oh, beast reincarnated for sure. I've always talked about that. I've always talked about that, man. We gotta do a better job of not only treating our sisters better, but we gotta do a better job of treating ourselves better, man. We gotta treat other brothers better. Like I said, man, if you see your brother out there, man, excelling in life, do not hate on him. Don't be jealous, man. Congratulate that brother. Continue to uplift that brother. Be like, man, I'm proud of this brother, man. Uplift that brother. That ain't the time to hate on that brother. That ain't the time to look at that brother as competition, as the enemy. No, he's not. That brother is doing great things, man. You should let that inspire you to do great things. That's how it's supposed to go. But a lot of times that ego gets in the way, man. So we got to eradicate that ego. We got to learn how to tame the ego. We got to stop being ego driven when it comes to analyzing the success of other brothers out here, man. Tame that ego. Tame that ego. Your brother's success is not a time for you to start hating and being envious. It's not what that's all about. It's a time for you to congratulate. That's what it is. Oh, Torenzo for sure. Like I said, man, they can keep talking about they don't see color. I see color all the time. I see color all the time. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. I'm always seeing color, man. So they can miss me with that. I'm seeing color. I see the brown. I see the white. I see the black. I see the yellow. I see the green. I see all that. I see the gray. I see all these different colors, man. I see red right here. You know what I'm saying? I see pink right here on this weight, man. I see all these colors. So they try to speak in that type of light, speak under those type of terms to make themselves appear like they've transcended above and beyond your worldview. They make it seem like you live in, like you are speaking a primitive worldview. When you start talking about you see color, they want to make it seem like that's primitive, and they transcended above and beyond that perspective. Like, I don't see color. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You see color, man. That's why you out here, like I said, that's why you out here not fooling with the black and brown women and men out here. That's why you prefer to date outside your race, because you see color. So stop playing with me. Oh, Anais for sure. Anais for sure. And Akuma, yeah, most definitely. We not the only one that's doing that. But again, we just acknowledge the wrongdoings in regards to our treatment of our sisters, some of the treatment, you know what I'm saying? Some of us are upstanding brothers out here. Some of us are definitely upstanding, man. Which, again, I feel like we never really get the credit. But it's all good, though. It's all good, though. We already know what keeps everything flowing on social media. It's the negativity, it's the gossip, it's the destruction. So a lot of times you're not going to see the real positive and righteous brothers get credit on social media, because that ain't going to do anything any good. Like, those type of posts ain't going to go viral. Those type of posts ain't going to get you attention. Like, when you out here praising that black man, when you out here saying, man, it's, you know what I'm saying, some decent brothers out here, some upstanding brothers out here. Nah, ain't nobody too much finna like that. Ain't nobody finna too much share that. That ain't gonna go viral. That ain't gonna give you the attention that you need. When you start bashing that brother, though, when you start bashing them brothers, that's gonna get you the attention. And a lot of people be liking that attention. That's why a lot of people be posting what they post out here, saying what they saying. Some of them don't even believe what they posting is saying. They just doing it all for attention. They just doing it all for attention. Don't let them fool you out here. Oh yeah, rude boy, and that's a problem that a lot of brothers face, man. Trying to make everything out to be a competition. It's really not that. And now you have women out here, because again, like I said about the roles reversing. Now you have women out here that have adopted that mindset. So now when you get in a relationship with a sister, now they making it a competition. Oh, I can't have him being the breadwinner. I got to be the breadwinner. Like, what? Now this then turn into a competition with the sisters out here, because they have adopted that type of mindset. So we got to chill on out, man. We got to get back to the basics. I'm not out here competing with my woman now. That don't even make any sense. That's definitely not a competition. That is definitely not a competition. So now, since some of these sisters out here done adopted that type of mentality, you in a competition with your queen, man, with your spouse. Like, what? She feels some type of way because you make more money than her, because that's how society has conditioned her mind. That don't even make any sense. That's not acceptable, man. Like, that shouldn't even be a problem. Shouldn't even be a problem at all, but now it is a problem for some. Oh, true black. Listen, 95 to 99% of the prophets are black. Even they know that. And like I said, if they existed or not, that's up for debate. But when you trace every prophet, messenger, all of that, in regards to the religious text, I got several books on them, on those joints, man. But it lets you know all of them. Even when you talk about Krishna, his name literally means the black and things like that. Like all of those prophets, all of those messengers, man, when you trace them back, they have original origins, man. They are black, brown, whatever the case may be. They are original people. All of them. All of them. Herc, appreciate that donation, man. And look, like I said, man, I just strive to spit out everything that I learned through living, through reading, through research, and all that good stuff. That's all I'm striving to do. That's all I'm ever striving to do. Oh, nice. Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that. Oh, you talking positive about the black man on social media? Oh, no, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You're a black woman. You're supposed to be bashing black men. That's what you're supposed to do on social media. That's what you're supposed to do on social media. According to the social media guidelines, I feel like that should be in the fine print in social media. If you are a black woman, you are supposed to bash black men. That's what your page is supposed to revolve around. And vice versa. If you are a black man, you are supposed to bash black women. You're not supposed to be out. You a sister. You're not supposed to be out here uplifting black men. What is wrong with you? Put her in Facebook jail. We don't like this type of page. We don't like this type of content. She out here uplifting the black man. She out here referring to her father as a king. No, that's not supposed to happen. How could you? How dare you? How dare you? But Beast Reincarnated, you say any ways we can get the black family back? You know, I feel like a lot of that is a myth, because it's a lot of black families out here. All we got to do is just start promoting more of the black families that's out here. So I don't really think it's a situation where we got to get the black family back, because I don't feel like the black family ever went anywhere. Plenty of black families out here, plenty of successful and healthy black families and black couples and black relationships out here. Just got to promote them more. You know what I'm saying? Just got to show them more. Just got to broadcast them more. That's it. Because once people see that they are in existence, then there you go. So that's all we got to do. We just got to highlight the black families that's already out here. We got to just start we just got to do that, man. We just got to highlight and broadcast the black families, the black couples, the black people that are already out here doing beautiful things, man. We just got to highlight and broadcast them more and promote them more. That's all we got to do. So I don't even think we have to get the black family back. I don't even think we have to do that. We just got to promote the black families that are already out here. That's all we got to do. That's all we got to do in my opinion. Oh, Sharif, man, yeah, that book, The Black Gods by Supreme Understanding. That book is And Knowledge Itself. And Wesley Muhammad got a few books, man. The Encyclopedia, man, what is that? What is it called? The Encyclopedia of Proof of the Black Man Being God or something like that, man. I forgot how the book is worded in regards to the title. But that's the first book that I read. And I mean, he lays it down. He lays it down. He giving you all the proof of the prophets of old being black men and things of that nature from all the ancient cultures. So Wesley Muhammad, the Encyclopedia of Proof that the Black Man is God or something, I think that's the title of the book, man. But I read that book like 10 plus years ago. And that's the book that put me on game. That's the shout out to Wesley Muhammad for that book, though. Rude boy for sure. And then with that, I would have no problem with society stepping into the role of parenting if we had the village mentality. Because that's how it once was. Like it was the village. It took a village to raise the child. So back in the day, that wouldn't have been a problem because we had villages. We had the village mentality. So we viewed everybody as our children back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So it was that village mentality. Now we don't have that mentality. So now it's a problem when we have left it up to society to raise our children. That is a negative now. Back in the day, that wasn't necessarily a negative because, again, we had that village mentality. And I'm talking about the black community. But now any and everything other than the parents are raising these children. And that's pretty destructive. Social media is raising these children. The music is raising these children. Just the media in general raising these children. Other children are raising your children via peer pressure and things like that. So all of this is happening. Yeah, man, Kuma, listen, we the masters, man. Like I said, father of civilization, God of the universe. It's what we are. Terenzo for sure. Definitely, that's definitely like mixing ingredients that don't go together. Definitely like that. Most definitely. Wisdom. I did the knowledge to that flag some years ago. I know what you're talking about. Zeke, yeah, for sure, 100%. 100%. That, yeah, the Cosby Show back then, and even still, some people can argue with the way Cliff Huxtable was portrayed in that and how Claire Huxtable was portrayed. Like, some people still argue that, but still, like you said, people didn't know affluent black families existed till they saw that type of show. Then you have, you know what I'm saying, you also had the Jeffersons and whatnot, the deluxe apartment in the sky. So you had that show as well that preceded the Cosby Show. So you, back in the day, you had a decent amount of those shows that depicted us in a better light. You know what I'm saying? You had a pretty decent amount of those shows that showed us bossing up. Like George Jefferson, man, he had his own cleaners. He had his own business. You know what I'm saying? So George Jefferson was out here. That was the man. That was an underrated show. George Jefferson was out here doing his thing, man. I'm talking about he's saying honky all on the show, things like that. George Jefferson was going hard. Sanford and Son, they had their own business. They was bossing up out here. Like a lot of those old shows is right and exact in regards to how they depicted the black man. George Jefferson, man, he took his wife. They moved to a deluxe apartment in the sky. He had the business. Louise was just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? She was bored out of her mind like the first season. She wanted to go get a job because dude was like, you ain't got to work. That's how the black man was depicted back in the day. That's how the black man was depicted back in the day, man. We don't see too many of those shows like the Jeffersons, man. You had Sanford and Son, man. Those shows, man, right and exact how they was depicting the black man just bossing up out here taking care of business. Things like that. Marquita, peace, what's happening? My boy Antonio, peace. Christopher, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Rude boy, before Native Americans, we were the original people of the planet Earth. Before all of that, we was the original people of the planet Earth. Like before any and all of that. We were the original people of the planet Earth. Preceding anything called America, preceding anything called Africa, preceding anything called Asia, preceding any of that. We were the original people of the planet Earth. We native to all lands, man. So we were the original people of the planet Earth. Point blank, period. The entire Earth. Listen to me when I tell y'all that. Original people of the planet Earth. Study history. Study all these lands. We were there before everybody. So we don't even have to argue about what land we native to. We native to all lands. We are the original people, the planet Earth. Original people of the planet Earth. There is no land when you study that land, there is no land that you will not find a black man being there first, before everybody. So we native to all lands. So I feel like we don't even need to even do that. Because we the original people to the planet Earth. Planet Earth is our home. 100% of the time. True Black King, you say, it's my take on meat, only our country or in general to the world, because food overseas is not like over here at all. Honestly, my outlook on meat is the same no matter where you go. Like, honestly, it's the same no matter where you go. And that's just based on, and I feel like everything, and that's just based on current research. That's based on current research. So my outlook on meat is the same, because at the end of the day, it's not really necessary. It's not really necessary. And that's how I view it, just based on current research. So I don't try to live in the way, like dietarily speaking, I don't try to live in the way that my ancestors lived, because a lot of people say, oh man, your ancestors ate meat, things of that nature. That ain't the reason why I got rid of the meat. That ain't the reason why I eliminated the meat. I really don't even care what my ancestors did. I really don't care what they ate. Like, I took all the research, I studied a bunch of different dietary laws and guidelines, and I made a decision based on that type of research. And my research led to the conclusion that without meat, without dairy is the best way to roll, no matter how good of quality the meat is. So that's what my research pointed me in the direction of. Oh, Thunder for sure, man. I done chopped it up with plenty. I done chopped it up with plenty of brothers, man. I had a Nigerian brother when I worked at the bank. He said, come to Nigeria. They will treat you like king. They will treat you like a king. That's what he told me. Javon, peace, what's happening? Man, that Nigerian brother told me to come to Nigeria and they will treat me like a king. That's what he told me. That's what he told me, flat out. He said, you come to Nigeria, they're going to treat you like a king. I was like, bet. Bet. Hey, Christopher, I appreciate you. Beast, you say, what's my thoughts on interracial relationships? I mean, at the end of the day, whatever you do, it's your decision. Personally, I don't like to play in the snow. Personally, I would never talk to anybody outside of the black woman. That's a personal preference, you know? So I can't control what other people decide to do. But I personally would never date outside of my race. I personally would never date outside of the black woman. I just would never do that. I don't care what the black woman puts me through. I don't want any other woman than the black woman. That's just how it is for me. That's how it always was. That's how it always will be. I can't never sit here and say I've dated a white girl. I've never done it. Never done it. Never thought to do it. Never would think to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I view it. But if that's your preference, then say that. But don't start making it seem like you better than everybody because you are able to date outside your race with no problems. Then that's when I'm gonna have a problem. But if that's your preference, just say that. I have no problem with a preference. But don't make it seem like you transcending above and beyond everybody because you dating outside your race. And don't try to make it seem like that's the better move. And don't try to encourage your people to do that too. So I don't like when brothers do that. Like, you need to date outside your race. You need to come over and join this side. That's when I'm gonna have a problem with the whole interracial thing. Date outside your race in peace. Don't be trying to encourage other people and talk down on your brothers and sisters and try to convince everybody else to join that side. Don't do that. Because then that's when I'm going to come out of nowhere and I'm going to have to rip you to shreds. So don't do that. Hey, Christopher, I was just talking about Wesley Muhammad. You might have heard that. But I talked about it. I talked about a few books, man. I read a lot of books about Wesley Muhammad. Oh, yeah, Ms. Don. Yeah, I don't play in the snow. Like, I don't do that. Never been fascinated with it. Like, what do I need to play in the snow for, man, when you got all these beautiful sisters out here, man? Why? It never made sense to me, man. Listen, and I'm going to just keep it real. Man, these white men, listen, these women from these other cultures, they aspire to look like the black woman. So why would I want to talk to them? They are trying to emulate the original. Why would I want to talk to them? Why would I want to talk to somebody who is trying to mimic the original? I'm going to just go to the original. Make sense to me. I'm good. I'm good. BB, man, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Like, I ain't with it. Hey, Miss Donnie, and I'm one of the ones. It's a big preference. To the point, listen, I'm telling y'all, man, I just can't do it. I can't do it. It just don't sit well with me. Like I tried to entertain the thought one time when I didn't have knowledge of self. It was right when I was getting that knowledge of self though. It was when I was going to college. Because I went to college, as y'all know, I went to college in Davenport, Iowa. So I'm talking about the amount of people that looked like me at that particular college, very minimal. So I tried to entertain it. I tried to, in my mind, say, all right, man, I'm going to have to talk to these white chicks. That lasted every bit of like a semester. And I'm like, man, I can't do this. I was like, man, I just can't do it, man. I just couldn't do it. I ain't have nothing in common. I couldn't relate to them. Like, the conversations just wasn't working, man. All right, man, I can't talk to these white chicks, man. Where the sisters at? Where y'all at? Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I tell people all the time, I did 4 years in prison when I went to college in Iowa. That was prison for me. That was prison. It's prison. I know what prison feels like. That's prison for me. That was prison. That is what prison feels like, man. I was surrounded by nothing but white dudes, white women, and a few black dudes. And a few black chicks that really didn't like black dudes. That's what I was surrounded by. That was prison. So I did 4 years in prison in Davenport, Iowa. Forget all that. Hey, Montel, and that's your truth, it's your preference, man. But I ain't never seen you talk bad about, you know what I'm saying, the sisters, man. So at the end of the day, I'm cool with that. Thunder, I can imagine you feeling guilty. Oh, Sneaky, you already know. They want to keep us deaf, dumb, and blind. You already know. Yeah, BB, that's why I say, man, when it all pops off, you're going to really see who is about that life. You're going to really see if she got your back at that particular point. You're going to really see if that white man got your back at that particular point. When everything pops off, then you're going to start to see the truth. Matter of fact, it don't even take for the war to pop off. All you got to do is for some tragic to go down the news. All you got to do is, you know what I'm saying, when a white cop is having that bad day and shoots a innocent black man or black woman for no apparent reason other than he thought they had a gun when it was a cell phone and he knew it was a cell phone, that's when the truth will come out right there. Or just go holler at her fam. Truth may come out then too. Oh, Christopher, for sure, 100%. You already know. Justin, man, that's all I ask, man. You ain't got to talk down. If you prefer to date outside your race for whatever reason, cool. But that don't mean you got to bash your people, man. That do not mean you have to bash your people in the process of doing so. If you done found your love on the white side, on the Asian side, whatever side you done found your love, cool. Please do that in peace. Because at that point, that's kind of letting me know that subconsciously you want a brother or you want a sister. So if you're a brother and you then so-called found love on the white side of town, but whole while you bashing sisters, then that's letting me know subconsciously you would rather that be a sister than that white woman. Because you still dedicating all this time and energy towards bashing these sisters. And let me know, man, you was really hurt by these sisters and you would rather be in a relationship, you would rather have found love with that sister. So you can't let it go. You know what I'm saying? If you can't find your love in peace, then you really ain't in love, man. Javon, no, I was at this smaller school. It was called St. Ambrose University, real small school in Davenport, Iowa. I played about 2.5 years, man. Then I let it go. I was like, man, this ain't it. And once football started turning political for your boy, I had to go ahead and hang up the cleats, man. But yeah, I did that. Man, hey, Thunder, man, you took one for the squad, man. We appreciate your sacrifice. You took one for the squad, man. I feel sorry that you had to do that, though. Akuma, man, yeah, we ain't going out like that. We know your worth. You know what I'm saying? You know, they tell a lot of sisters, know your worth. Tell my brothers that too. Know your worth, black man. Know your worth out here. Christopher, I feel like you was, I had literally just quoted that degree earlier. So yes, sir. And Justin, that's what I'm saying. People don't understand that. And it ain't that. And a lot of times when you say that, a lot of times when people hear me say, I don't date outside of my race, they make it seem like I'm talking bad about white women. Oh, you hate white women. You hate that. No, I don't hate white women. I don't dislike the white women. I don't have no problem with the white women. I'm not going to date a white woman. Never would do that. It's a preference. We talking about relationships. I don't have anything in common with them. Like the way my life is panning out, like I really don't have anything in common. Like I can't chop it up with a white woman in regards to the things that I'm gonna chop it up with her own. Like I don't have anything in common with her. Like it ain't got nothing to do about me hating them. So a lot of times that's what people try to accuse you of doing. Like, oh, you hate white women. You hate white. Nope, it's not what it is. Me saying I love my sisters, I love the black queens out here, they ain't got nothing to do with me hating white women. So stop doing that. Stop doing that. Oh, Javon, yeah, you was in the trenches. Yeah, you know all about Iowa. You know all about it. Wisdom, never would do it. Never would do it. Oh, nice, man. I can imagine. Like I said, man, when I was in Iowa, man, it was a lot of that, man. I'm gonna give y'all a funny story. It was like some white dudes on the football team, and they was right. One of them, dude was the kicker. He wrote a rap song, man, just dissing the kid. He was straight dissing me, type stuff. Like that type of stuff I was going through, man. He ain't say nothing to my face, of course, though. And he got kicked off the team shortly after he tried to did a whole song dissing me. The song was garbage. You know what I'm saying? But he was trying to diss the black man, get kicked off the team, and he ain't had, you know what I'm saying? He ain't had a heart to say any of that to my face, though. So man, I ain't got time for that, man. I ain't got time for that nonsense. Rude boy, big difference. Oh, true. Hey, true. They definitely, and this goes way back to the day, man. They been fetishizing over the black man. Been doing that. I'm not a fantasy. I'm not here to fulfill your fantasy at all. You could try another black man for that, not me. I'm not the one. I'm not the one at all. LN, peace, what's happening? Oh, Thunder, best believe, man. I was ready to unleash the bars. If I would have had my equipment on me, I would have responded and would have got kicked out of that college for the stuff I would have been saying, man. But I was ready to handle it. I was ready to put my hands on them, man. That would have been a hate crime. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it go. They can say what they want to say about us, man. We say something back, and when we lay hands on them, it's a hate crime when we do something. Y'all know how that type of stuff go. Y'all know how it go. Dean, peace. What's happening, my brother? What's happening? Oh yeah, Christopher, man, we gotta love ourselves, man. But again, you already know, coming from the Wesley Muhammad background, man. In order for us to love ourselves first, we gotta know ourselves, and that's the main problem. That lack of knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? We do not know who we are, so that is where it starts. It's hard to love what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know yourself first and foremost. So we gotta tap in. We gotta tap into that self. This is for black men. This is for black women. We gotta tap in. We gotta stay tapped in. Got to stay tapped in. We can't let anybody unplug us, man. We can't let anybody unplug us, and that's what's happening. They be unplugging us out here, man. Get us out of our zone. Get us out of our element. Oh yeah, Thunder, man. I was outnumbered out here. I'm actually surprised I survived being in Iowa. Like that was crazy. I was really surprised, man. It was interesting. Oh, true black. Listen, Amos N. Wilson talks about this in depth, man. Amos N. Wilson talks about that in depth. But yeah, anytime we do something, they have got to make it appear as if we deserved what happened to us. And for the most part, they have done a great job at criminalizing our image. So for the most part, people automatically assume. You notice this. So listen to what you said. I'm gonna do you one better, True Black. You said you notice anytime police brutality happens, they always try to make the black people look guilty. Sometimes they don't even have to do that. Sometimes people just automatically assume that the black person did something to deserve that. Once they see that a black person was the one gunned down, you have a lot of people that automatically assume that he probably did something. He probably didn't listen to the cop. He probably didn't obey authority. He probably was disrespectful. He probably was wearing his clothes a certain type of way. He probably ran. He probably did this, that, and the third. So he probably deserved it before they even get the story. So a lot of times that's happening. A lot of times people just out the gate assume that the black man deserved everything that happened to him, or the black woman deserved everything that happened to her, without even getting the full details, because they have done a great job at criminalizing our image. So it's like, oh, okay, that black woman was gunned down. She probably was loud. She probably had an attitude with that officer. She deserved it. She should have been quiet. She should have obeyed authority. Man, you don't even know the story. You don't even know the details. You automatically assuming just off the strength of you seeing who it was. So a lot of times that happens. Oh, Ms. Donnie, for sure. Dominique, my brother, we already know, man. Hey, tap in on one of your lunch breaks, man. But yeah, Ms. Donnie, hey, you cannot love what you do not know. You cannot love what you do not know. And that's a relationship jewel as well, too. That's a relationship jewel as well. That's why I don't do the whole love at first sight and all that type of nonsense. I don't deal with that type of philosophy. How I'm loving somebody that I saw him one time and talking about as soon as I saw him, it was love. No, it wasn't. I'm never saying that. That's some Fantasyland romantic novel type of nonsense. That's not my reality. I'm never saying that joint. No. I was attracted at first sight. That's about it. But I'm not about to throw the word love out there like it was love at first sight. No, emphatically no. Not ever saying that. God is peace, peace. What's happening, Queen? What's happening? Oh, Christopher, man, if you come to the right place, man. You know, people already know I'm always talking about or quoting Elijah Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? I fool with Farrakhan. Y'all know my culture come from the 5% nation of guys on earth, so we definitely fool with our NOI brothers, man. Definitely. It's all respect. It's all love out here, man. We definitely fool with the brothers. True Black, I'm gonna give y'all another story, man. My pops, y'all know how crooked the cops are, man. My pops had a situation. I don't know if I was born at this time, I can't remember, man, but he told me of a situation where he got pulled over by a cop, man, and the cop was threatening to basically plant the weed in the car because, you know, my pops wasn't really, he pulled my pops over for no reason, and my pops was giving him a hard time, and that pops was like, hey, the cop was like, hey, man, chill out before I plant a reason. Before I plant a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was going to plant the drugs in his car, then take my pops down off of the strength of that. So that's the type of stuff they do. If they pull you over for no reason, and it's like, man, you just intervened with my whole day, killed my whole vibe, and I'll let you know about it, then they plant some drugs in your whip, and now you actually finna go down for something that they planted in the car. So they be doing, you know what I'm saying, crooked cops. Gotta watch them. Sharif, man, and that was it. I was intrigued, I was attracted, but it was never love at first sight. Never that. Never that. I'm not about to lie like that. Never that. I do not live in that type of fantasy land. That's way too sentimental and emotional for me. Logically, I know that is not what's happening. So no, it's never love at first sight. Now, again, you can't love that in which you don't know. You claim you love somebody at first sight, but you ain't in tune with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You wake up every day looking in the mirror and you disgusted at what you see. But you saw somebody else and say it's love at first sight. But you can't even look at yourself in the mirror. So how is love at first sight for somebody else? But you disgusted when you look in the mirror and see your own reflection. Nah, I ain't buying that. I ain't buying that type of stuff at all, man. We gotta stop romanticizing all this type of stuff, man. We gotta stop living in that fantasy land, man. We just gotta stop that. That stuff is dead, man. Stuff is dead. Like, that is not cool. That's not a cool way to live. Oh, Dean, for sure, man. And that's how a lot of black families are. That's how a lot of black families are. That collective unconscious, man. Those are the type of things that we pass down. Those are the type of curses that we have to break. You know what I'm saying? That collective unconscious, man. Those thought patterns that we pass down. Those beliefs that we pass down. Those things can cause a lot of damage. Those things can cause a lot of damage, some big time damage, man. We got to stop passing down those type of perspectives and worldviews and things of that nature, man. Like, we literally got to stop doing that, man. That stuff is detrimental. LN, peace, what's the word with you? Yeah, True Black, definitely. Definitely that. Oh, sneaky for sure. Month later, sometimes it's 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? Love at first sight, man. But these people be jumping in relationships in a matter of weeks. But every time it's love at first sight, or every time it's this person is the one. Like, if you done did that enough times, like, it's time for you to really chill on out, man. Paul, 100% right and exact. Justin, big time false reality. That's why I don't entertain. That's why I don't entertain a lot of it. That's why I don't entertain a lot of it, man, because I see it as detrimental. It's bad for my health. It's bad for my sanity. It throws off my balance. All of that. All of that good stuff. It throws off all of that. So I don't have time for that, man. I don't have time to entertain anything that I feel like is detrimental to my overall growth and development, to my health and well-being, all that type of good stuff. Terenzo, my brother, man, appreciate the donation. I wish I could highlight the breakdown. Wish I was on that laptop, put it on the screen for the people so that they can get the knowledge. Definitely wish I could put that on the screen, but y'all do the knowledge to what my brother is saying here. But yeah, Justin, that's the way to live, man. Anything that goes against your better judgment, dodge it. Don't fool with it. Throw it away. Eliminate it. All that. All that good stuff, man. If it ain't conducive to my overall health and well-being, I don't want any involvement with it. I don't want any involvement with it. And that's the way that we all gotta live, man. If it's not good for your health, you don't want any involvement in it. From the foods you eat, people that you interact with, information that you take in, all of that good stuff, man. All of that good stuff. We don't want any involvement in it. If it's bad for you, if it's bad for the mind, if it's bad for the body, if it's bad for all of that, if it's bad for your vibe, your frequency, your soul, spirit, whatever words you like to utilize. If it's bad for it, don't entertain it. Don't consume it. Don't give it time to digest. Like, none of that. None of that nonsense. But yeah, man, we gotta do better in regards to that, man. We let things get under our skin too easily. So we gotta learn how to just control our emotions better, man. This goes for men, this goes for the black men, this goes for the black women as well. Gotta do a better job of not allowing simple things to get under our skin to the point where we got to go out on social media and put people on blast, another brother or another sister on blast. And it always, a lot of times, most of the time, it be some light stuff, man. Some light stuff, man. Just real simple misunderstanding. But we allowed it to get under our skin. Now we gotta go bash. We gotta go thrash the next person on social media. It's like, come on, man, chill out. Chill out. LN, man, there's nothing to it but to do it, man. Just hit that water fast. Nothing to it but to do it. That's a mental thing, man. That water fast, the 24-hour water fast is mental. Nothing to it but to do it. You just got to do it. Put your mind to it and just do it. You'll be all right. Knowledge, peace, what's happening? Akuma, I can't imagine that. I don't want to imagine that, matter of fact. That's a nightmare. Sneaky for sure. Gotta master those emotions, control those emotions. It's a time and a place. It's a time and a place to unleash those emotions, man. So you gotta master that. A lot of times we don't master that. We just let our emotions just control us. And they come out whenever they feel like it. You gotta control those emotions. You gotta say, listen, this ain't the time for me to be emotional right now. You know what I'm saying? This just ain't the time. It's a time and a place for everything. A lot of times those emotions come out when it's not time for them to come out. Because we lack control. We lack mastery over those emotions. Gotta chill. Gotta learn how to master that. Master self. Oh, Paul, we was always considered a threat. We will always be considered a threat. Always. That will never change. That will never change. We're going to always be considered a threat. And rightfully so, because we powerful. Rightfully so. I don't blame them. They consider us a threat because we powerful, man. So they know what it is. Them considering us a threat, that's admiration on the low, because they know how powerful we are. They are acknowledging our power. That's why they consider us a threat. That's almost like if you playing a sport and you was a top dog, and then somebody came along that's better than you. Man, that's your threat. You viewing that dude as a threat. Like, man, wait a minute. That's a threat to my success. That's a threat to my money, man. He coming to take my throne. The difference is they was never on the throne. Knowledge for sure, just water. The longest I did was back when I was in college. I did about 5 days water, but you don't really even need to do a water fast for that long. I say no longer than 3 days, especially when you make it a lifestyle. So you don't really have to fast for longer than 3 days, man. Like I say, I suggest 1 day out of the week. If you need to lose weight or shred it up 1 day out of the week, just pick a day, 24 hours, and just keep doing that consistently. If you ain't really too much concerned about dropping weight and things of that nature, then you can fast like every other week or so, once or twice a month, something like that, just to kind of cleanse the system. And knowledge, I feel good, man. When I did my fast, man, I did it at a time where I wasn't like, nah, man, I was pretty toxic. So as it goes, you know what I'm saying? Like the first 2 or 3 days, like the first 2 to 3 days, I felt horrible. I was like, man, I ain't gonna be able to do this. But after day 3, man, I was good. I was floating, man. I was floating. I was having vivid dreams, all that good stuff. The mental clarity was there. Like I felt good after day 3. But them first 3 days, rough. Tragic. Them first 3 days when I did that 5-day fast, them first 3 days, man, I was like, man, this is it. But I stayed with it, man. And after day 3, man, I was good. I was in a zone. So if you overly toxic, I don't recommend going on an extended fast. Definitely don't recommend that. I don't recommend you do what I did. I say just start with a day, man. Just master that day. Go 24 hours. See if you can master that first. Then work your way up to extended fast, like 48 hours, 72 hours, and things like that. But start off mastering that 24-hour fast. Start there. Because for a lot of people, that's hard. Oh, Paul, for sure. I always talk about that. I always talk about that for sure, 100%. Oh, true. Yeah. I didn't, like I said, man, I done touched on that previous streams, man, welfare and all that type of stuff, man. Get the black man out the house. It's way more beneficial to keep the black man out of the house. Way more beneficial. You're gonna get all type of benefits as long as the black man is not present. Like my pops put me on game about that, man, way back in the day, man. Where it's beneficial. Black man out the house, black man ain't present. You're gonna get all type of benefits as a black woman, man. So again, that was part of the division. So a lot of times, man, people want to just make it seem like it's a black man versus a black woman issue. Nah, man, the system had a role in creating this division. And a lot of times we get away from their involvement. Basically, again, the unseen hand. And they cool with that. Long as we ain't acknowledging their role in it and we just making it seem like it's a conflict amongst us and they didn't have any say-so in it, they cool. But the moment you start acknowledging the role that the system played in all of this, now it's a problem. Oh, you just blaming the white man. No, I'm acknowledging the role that this system played. They created that welfare system and look what it did. These were the ramifications that came with this system. Red pill facts. You say, here's my quote, with all due respect, are black men God? I'm gonna answer that question for you. Yes. Yes, you know the culture that I come from. You say I'm all for uplifting, but the notion that I'm a God is problematic. And the reason why we say that, and this ain't something that the nation of gods and earth just say. Your ancestors been saying that. Even when you study ancient cultures, every time you would see the image of God, it will be in the form of a black man. Like that's basically what we are basing everything off of. So when you study the chronology of like God, man, you're gonna see it always resembles the image of a black man, like point blank period. And even your ancestors, like I said, that's the language that they use to describe the black man. Like that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And I wouldn't expect for a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters to understand that reality, to see that reality. But that's the reality that I see. I definitely see God in my brothers, man. Definitely see it, man. And that's just from studying history. When you study history, you're going to come across that revelation. That revelation just means to reveal the truth. When you study history long enough, you're going to see why we say that. And you're going to see that it's really nothing new under the sun. And we're not really saying anything that's spooky when we say we gods and things like that. Ain't got nothing to do with being spooky. When you study Islam and when you study even Christianity and things like that, you see that God had the characteristics of man. Even when you study Allah, it say the 99 attributes of Allah, like all those attributes are characteristics of men. They're going to tell you that God was an angry God. God was a jealous God. God was like, listen, these are all characteristics that comes with a man. So when people hear us say the black man is God, they act like we saying that the black man is perfect. If you study the Bible, God was not perfect. You know what I'm saying? He was destructive. Like, listen what he did. Like, look at what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah and things like that. So no, it ain't all just peace and perfection, depending on how you view perfection. So again, man, like when you study that word, when you study that term, you'll see why we say what we say. And then when you study the history of it and the history of the images that are associated with it, that's why we say that. But I can build on that in depth, like in a whole stream. Because again, like I said, when I was coming into the culture, man, I came across all the information that was just validating and confirming it. Like everything was saying the same thing. When I started studying our history, it was all saying the same thing. It's all saying the same thing. Paul, do I think God is a white man? No, I know for a fact he is not. Dean, what you say? I noticed that when I got my doctorate and stopped the foolishness, educated black women, feminists undercover, that key word right there, key phrase, feminist undercover feminist. That was the problem right there. And corporate avoid me like the plague. That's what it is. Because they, like I said, like I was saying earlier, like when I was saying earlier, in regards to the roles being reversed, a lot of times I've heard women say that a man cannot be the breadwinner. They have to be the breadwinner. So when they see that you are a man, and it goes back to threats, when they see that you are a man and you are educated and you about your business and you're going to get that money, you're going to generate that wealth, they feel threatened. Their perspective is like their outlook is threatened. Their outlook is, I got to be the breadwinner. Oh, he's educated. So there is a possibility that he is going to be the breadwinner. He's going to make more than me. They're now threatened because that whole feminist worldview done told them that they supposed to be the breadwinner. They supposed to be making all the money, that they shouldn't depend on no man. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. You shouldn't depend on anybody. But at the end of the day, when that man comes through, and he right and exact and he righteous and things like that, trust that man. Don't look at that man as a threat. Don't look at that man as your competition, because it's not that. Hey, red pill, man. We use all type of words. We use God, Allah. Hey, I say black man. Just say black man. We just say peace, black man. We already know. You know what I'm saying? You can say God. We say Lord. We say King. We say black man, original man, son of man. What you want, man? We got options here. We got options here. They all mean the same thing to me. But like I said, that's a whole video. I can, man, I used to do that back in the day. That's back in the day where I ain't really care at all. I like, Facebook was giving me problems, man. I was getting on Facebook showing and proving who God is, showing and proving who the devil is and things like that, giving them the documents. And this ain't stuff that I made up, ain't stuff that I just woke up and thought of overnight. I was giving people the evidence and the documents. Hence why Facebook was getting deleted and all that type of stuff. So they, you know what I'm saying, they wasn't necessarily too fond of all that type of stuff. They still not too fond of that. So you got to do things in code these days, because they like to silence brothers when we start talking like that. They try to silence brothers when we start trying to speak in that code. You know what I'm saying? They don't like that. Oh, Christopher, man, you bringing up the degree. Will you sit at home and wait for a mystery God to bring you food, clothing, and shelter? Emphatically no. Emphatically no. Emphatically no. Stop playing with us. K-Pop, what you say? I'll stay down. Wait a minute. Stay mentally sane, maintain our masculinity in this feministic, demonic society today. K-Pop, at the end of the day, we got to just start banging on it. We got to start banging on the system. We just got to start standing. We got to start standing firm on our square. We just got to fight. We got to fight. At the end of the day, that's what we got to do. At the end of the day, that's what we got to do. We can't be passive with it. We got to be aggressive with the message now. We got to be aggressive with the masculinity. Like, we just got to do it. They aggressive with putting all this nonsense in our face. They aggressive with the cancel culture. They aggressive with their way of life. So we got to be aggressive with our way of life. We got to be aggressive. That's what we got to do. It's a time for war. It's a time for peace. Right now, it's a time for war. It's a war on the black male image, and it's a war on our sisters as well. It's a war on the black man, the black woman in regards to the image, and we just got to fight. It's wartime. That's what it is. It's literally wartime. You know what I'm saying? When they want us to see something that's homosexual, they relentless. They gonna put it in our face by any means necessary. When they want us to see images of soft black men, they relentless with it. They gonna put it in our face by any means necessary. So we gotta continue. We gotta put our truth in their face by any means necessary, and we can't be concerned about the consequences of what we say. We can't be sitting around apologizing. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to say that. No, I meant what I said. Cancel me if you must. I'm still going to find a way to generate my income. I don't care about these endorsements. I don't care about these shows. I don't care about these venues. I'm going to still rock out. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to be on. Beast, we allow it because we have been conditioned, man. We have been programmed, and we are too forgiving as a people. And that's our biggest flaw. We too forgiving. We too loving as a people. And being too loving and forgiving, that opens the door for us to be deceived and manipulated quite easily. Wise approves for sure, 100%. What we dealing with the knife, man? Yes, sir. Today's math is definitely born, bring it to existence. And hey, man, as Lord Jamar said, man, we was born twice. We was born twice, man. First, you was born when you came out of the womb of Mom Dukes. Then you was born again when you got that knowledge of self. See, they say born again Christian. We don't say that. You born again when you get that knowledge of self. Because more than likely, you're going to be conditioned. You're going to be whitewashed by maneuvering through the wilderness of North America. So when you get that knowledge of self, you are born again. So you born twice. You born when you come out of that womb. Then you born when you get that knowledge of self. That's what it truly means to be born again. You ain't got to be baptized. You just got to get that knowledge of yourself. That's what it really means to be born again. That's definitely today's math, man, for all of those that did not know. Jamal, for sure. We got to stop being timid. Hey, Christopher, hey, we appreciate that. But y'all, man, my client just rolled up on the kids, so I'm about to go ahead, tend to this session, go ahead and drill it real quick, make my move, man, and eat me some healthy foods, man. I might tap in again with y'all tomorrow, man. I appreciate this stream, appreciate the donations, all the comments, all that good stuff, man. It's always positive, it's always powerful chopping it up with the kings and the queens, man, with the guys and the earths in the building, in the chat room. Y'all stay easy out here, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Monday, man. I'm going to catch y'all later.